Hi everybody, we're going to make some rocket ship space pictures today. And we've followed directions like these before, and this is going to be there for you when you need it. If you'd like to draw your own kind, that's just fine too. I am going to follow the directions, so first I'm going to make a shape like this. Just remember, drawing anything is just putting shapes together. And the next step, all I'm doing is adding a couple lines. Just keep looking at this sheet. This will be included in this lesson plan. There will be a link to it. And if you keep following those directions, drawing a rocket is easy. All you have to think about is what is a little bit different in this next step. And if you can see that, you can draw a rocket like this real easy. But we need some other stuff in our pictures too. So I'm going to trace different circles I have around my house. Maybe cups, lids to yogurt containers, anything you have to make some planets. It is okay if your planets go off the page. Sometimes your art's a lot more interesting if it does go off the page. Let's think of some other stuff we could put in here. Maybe I'll give this planet a ring. Maybe the planets have moons. You could add more ships, aliens, I don't know, shooting stars, whatever you want at this point. But let's start with our pencil. Let's lay everything out with our pencil. A lot of times your artwork looks a lot better if you lay everything out first before you start adding color. Now when I color mine, I am going to use crayons because I'm going to watercolor at the end, but there's no reason you have to do that. You can use whatever you would like. I have favorite things to do in art, and I bet you do too, so this is where you get to make your choice on what you use. But if you do use crayons, there is an option to watercolor over it later. Now I am going to do a couple planets like Jupiter and Saturn, like big gas giants, and then maybe I'm going to have an Earth-like planet at the bottom that the rocket's blasting off from. So maybe you want to try to color some bands on some of your planets, some just lines across it so it looks like something like Jupiter with its bands, or maybe some rings like Saturn. That's up to you though. I'm also going to add some dots of white and yellow for stars, and I'm going to use the wax resist technique we've talked about before, where when I paint watercolors over the wax from the crayons, the wax will resist the water from the watercolors, and the colors won't cover up where I'm putting in my white and yellow stars. So that's something to think about if you are watercoloring. Again, if you're not, you can draw your stars however you want. After I get all my crayon in, I'm going to start using watercolors to finish it off. You guys have used watercolors before, and maybe you do some blending on the planet or something. That's when I put one color on one side and then I put another color over it, and the colors will mix. That's how you mix watercolors. You do it more on the paper. But cover your whole paper. You don't need any white left at the end if you are doing watercolors. It's not that much more work to finish it up. And I really hope you liked making your space picture, because I really like mine. And blast off.